Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you may be. Good evening, maybe. Just sitting waiting on some folks to be notified and come in. I believe Dippy is going to be joining me on panel today, and we're going to be discussing the fact that the remains found on Industrial Road in Bristol, Tennessee, um, at 101 Industrial Road, that was found in the woods still have not been identified. There still has not been any updates given on that case. They've still not identified the person, and it's that has puzzled me since it happened. And now I'm even more puzzled because there hasn't been any updates. If you all can find anything online about this other than the day that it happened or the day after, please let me know, because I can't find anything on it. Nothing except the fact that they found the remains in the edge of the woods on Industrial or 101 Industrial Road in Bristol, Tennessee. There's all kinds of other remains that were found and they have been identified. Hello, MT or Mimi T. Sorry, Mimi T. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry about that, sweetie. And I'm just curious about it. Hello, Dawn. How are you? How are you doing this morning, guys? Don't forget, as you come in, guys, hit that thumbs up for Nana, please. Hi, that girl. Pamela, how are you today, sweetie? Diana, I know people more than likely do not like the going through the names and saying hello to everybody, but it's just something that we do because we want to connect with the viewers. We want you all to know that you're being heard. You are part of this live stream. Your opinions and your thoughts count. Dana Lynn, hello, hon. Kathy, Eve, how are you this morning, sweetie? Linda, and thank you. Thumbs up, guys. Yes, absolutely. Stacy, hello, hon. Now, like I said, if anybody has heard anything on the remains that were found last year in May, it was May 30th or May 31st. All the reports came out on May 31st, 2022 on these remains. And I'm going to, here in just a little while, I'm going to let a few people get into the chat, and then I'm going to go ahead and call Bristol while I'm on live and see what we can find out from them. See if we can find out why they haven't been identified, or if they have, who it was. Hey, Nana, I believe this is only the first or second time of them to, oh, first or second time to your channel. Well, I'm glad you're here, Connie. You are welcome here anytime, sweetheart. This is your channel too. No, I can't find any updates or anything on those remains. There's literally, that I could find, nothing being said, and hasn't since the day it was reported. No kind of updates, no news channels updating anybody, nothing. Hello, everyone. Been a long time since I've been in Nana's chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Southern Charm. We're doing absolutely great, sweetheart. How are you? Hi, Nana. I'm new to the streets, but have been watching since the beginning. Well, I'm glad you're here, hon. Justice for Summer, yes. Um, Let me read. I'm not going to pull it up, but I mean, you guys can go and pull it up if you want to. But I'm going to read the original report, okay? Hang on a second. Let me get it pulled up here. Okay. It says police, human remains discovered near Industrial Drive in Bristol. This was says 1 year ago. Bristol, Tennessee. Human remains were found in Bristol, Tennessee Tuesday morning, according to police. A release from the Bristol, Tennessee Police Department states that officers were called to an area near the 101 Industrial Drive around 9:50 a.m., police had been contacted after receiving a report of human skeletal remains located in a nearby wooded area. The BTPD reports that the remains are being recovered with help from the William L. Jenkins Forensic Center in Johnson City. Once they are fully recovered, police say the remains will be sent to a laboratory to try and determine the cause of death. The release states that process could take several days and updates will be shared when they are available. The remains have not been identified as of Tuesday afternoon, and the BPPD asks anyone with information to call 423-989-5529. And then we have another one that says developing human skeletal remains found in Bristol, Tennessee. This is the same day, though, guys. It was May 31st, May 31st of last year. The Bristol, Tennessee Police Department said human skeletal remains were discovered in a wooded area in the 100 block of Industrial Drive off Weaver Pike. Officers arrived just before 10 a.m. Tuesday, and the remains were collected. They will be sent to the Jenkins Forensic Center in Johnson City in an attempt to determine a cause of death. Police are asking anyone with information on this case to contact them as they make efforts to positively identify the body. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much, sweetheart. As I was reading that, I haven't seen I wasn't looking at the comments, guys. That's the one were found in that park. I don't know if it was in a park or not. It was in the edge of the woods. Thank you. I feel very good with you in your chat. Oh, well, I'm glad, Stacy. Is Shalima in here? I didn't see her. Hello, Shalima. How are you doing today, hon? I think JLR talked about this and said it was a man. Yeah, but you have to remember, and I'm not trying to bash JLR, although the very day that this happened, I was actually live when it happened, and I called the police department that day while I was live. There's no way that officer that told JLR that could have known. They literally had not even gotten the skeletal remains out of the woods yet. And the officer he spoke with was one of the officers that were holding people back and controlling the scene and stuff. So, first of all, that officer did not have the education, or I wouldn't believe he did, to determine whether it was a male, female, or anything. Two, they didn't even have it out of the woods yet, so how did he know if it was an adult or a child, let alone a male or female? So how could he have accurately told JLR that? I don't believe that he could have. Think it was a homeless man. Well, that's what I'm trying to find out, though, because they still have. I know that Tina, that used to come on my channel that I was friends with, called last November to the Bristol, Tennessee Police Department and asked specifically about these remains. And they, at that point in time, still told her that they were not allowed to give out any details about the remains. I'm from East Tennessee, near Knoxville. I remember being glued to your channel and you discussed it. I was on my laptop and my phone, right? Unless he went by the clothes that it might have had on. That could be, but it was said partial remains. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but I still think it's strange that not one article has been talked about since that day. I mean, there is nothing out here online about those remains. Nothing. Law enforcement hasn't come out with any kind of updates. TV stations haven't updated anybody about the remains. There's nothing online about it. Like I said, I've spent about an hour and a half trying to find anything. And I mean, I've got the remains that were found at the Holston Lake, South Holston Lake. I have that was the ones at the observation knob in Bristol. That was Brian L. Morrison. We have Bridget Nelson, 46, and Travis Belcher, 41, and they were found deceased in Bristol. The man whose body was found at South Holston Lake Thursday died of a H overdose at a hotel, and his body was packaged and taken to the lake. That was the two people that were charged in that. Um, I mean, it's just the identity of the deceased will be. This was talking about the one at the Holston Lake will be, and this was in Sullivan County. Released at a later date after notifying next of kin, Cassidy stated. Officials did, however, specify that the reported victim was male, but that's not the one that was on Industrial Road. The only other thing that I found was on June 1st, 2021, and it's in like, I don't know if it's Reddit or another thing, but it's the unidentified. It's under it. It says Bristol, Tennessee, skeletal remains found in a wooded area. And that's just a discussion panel. But that was put on there on June 1st. So it was literally the next day. The body, I remember JLR talking about and was there and talked to an officer. The body was found in subdivision in a grassy area. No, this one was found in the edge of the woods. It wasn't a subdivision. It was on Industrial Road in a wooded area. Also, the remains in Carroll County, Virginia, it was in a trash can. Yes, that was the 4 to 7-year-old. Right. At the end of the chat bar before you type at dawn. Okay. Hello, Kimberly Bryant, Rita R. Hello, guys. Glad you're here. If that was Summers' remains, Nana, do you think FBI is keeping it secret and keeping the Amber Alert out there to throw off suspects? I don't know, but it's definitely a possibility. I mean, you never know, hun. You never know. Thank you, Alpaca Maid. Good morning, sweetheart. Dawn, thank you so much for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all are so wonderful. And trust me, it is very helpful at this point in time. I don't remember this one. You don't? Hey, Nana in chat, just getting here. Well, Robin, you're always welcome, sweetheart. Dawn, and this goes for everybody. If at any point in time y'all want to jump up on panel and have your say or put your thoughts and theories out there about anything, all y'all have to do is ask me to drop the link, and you're more than welcome to come up here on panel. And as far as it possibly being Summers' remains, I don't know. I've thought that it could be. I have thought that simply because they are not giving out any information. Yes, I think. Yes, I found it. LOL. I can't see from the diabetes. Oh, well, honey, I'm so sorry. My mom and a lot of my brothers have had diabetes. Ellie can do anything they want to, so it's possible, right? They can pretty much do anything they want to. Who's gonna police the police? What was the date again? It was May 31st, 2022 in Bristol, Tennessee. The address was 101 Industrial Drive. Show Nana you like this episode with a thumbs up. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Why have DNC gone silent? Honey, I don't know. Thank you, but I'm so shy. It's okay, hon. If you don't feel comfortable, it's all right, and I do understand. With this news on Dawn and the panty situation says a lot about Candace, in my opinion. Well, I mean, yeah, it does. But did y'all see the picture of her ex-husband, Richard Hanners? JLR put it out yesterday. Hello, Scotty Dog. How are you today, Frank? You doing good? Sorry, are you guys talking about the remains found in Bristol? No, not the. Nona, what makes you think it might be summer? Have they gave any? No, they haven't given any details, and that's. I'm not saying I truly, with my whole heart, believe it, but I am starting. I was questioning that last year, simply because they do not. If you guys will go back and look at all the remains that are constantly being found in Bristol, whether it's Virginia or Tennessee, I mean, there's remains being found every other week up there. And normally within a few weeks, they have the identity. They know if it's male or female, if it's a child or an adult. And normally they have the identity of the person within just a few weeks. This one is so odd because not only did they never identify him, they never had a press conference like any more reports to the newspapers, to the TV stations, no one. It's like they reported it happened and then they just dropped it. And almost 2 years later, they were still saying that, or almost a year later, they were still saying that they weren't allowed to give out any information. I was wondering if the cops could arrest them on something to maybe get them to talk. I wished I've been preaching on that for a long time, hun. They've done other parents that way. I don't know why they can't do them that way, but there was a man found in October. That's the one at South Holston Lake. That's not him, or that's not the remains I'm speaking of. I've been really busy since school is out. Well, hello, Lady Hawk. I started to say, how are you doing? But you've been really busy. So, um, is this recent? I'm sorry, I just got on. No, honey, and you're fine. I don't mind people asking to get caught up or whatever. No, there was a set of human remains found last year, May 31st, 2022, in a wooded area off of at 101 Industrial Drive Road, Bristol, Tennessee. And there has never been anything else talked about it. No updates, no identity, no nothing. I think it's very interesting and happy you're bringing it to our attention. Well, we're glad you're here, English Rose. Absolutely 100% happy you're here, sweetie. He remains where found and identified if that is the one you are talking about. I'm not sure which one you are talking about. Hang on a second. Let me go find it for you. Remains at 101 Drive. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay. See right here, it says posted May 31st, 2022, updated May 31st, 2022. And this is the article that I just got through reading. Um, I have always said they have found her by now. Excuse me. There's some crazy crap going on in this case. Just look at it. I agree, honey. Nope, that's a different one, babe. That's the one that was found out at next to South Holston Lake. Reports that the remains are being recovered with help from the William L. Jenkins Forensic Center in Johnson City may be from them. There are two different things when you Google Bristol, Tennessee remains found. They have articles of that, and also a body was found at Bristol, Virginia, right around the same time, right? I believe the one in Bristol, Virginia was a woman. Now, is this the same body of a child they found with girls' blankets? No, that's Carroll County. They never even said if the remains were adult or a child. Exactly. That's the point. They have not given any information out about these remains. And I'm not saying that I'm 100% correct about this, guys. If any, I'm asking you all, if anybody can either knows or can find any information about those specific remains, please let me know, because it's literally just it's in the back of my head and I just can't let it go because of that very reason, because they never said anything. And I'm wondering, why would they keep it a secret this long? Industrial Drive is in Bristol, Tennessee. Yes. Oh, hon, I wish my email would work. Yes, I would love to see those pictures you were talking about, Pamela. I did get your email, but I didn't receive any pictures. Hi, Nana, I love your channel. I don't think I've ever commented here. I have been following poor Summer's case, trying to research and help in any way I can. Well, thank you for commenting this time, sweetheart. And we are very, very happy that you're here. Legally, if she had been found, wouldn't they have to disclose that unless they can't identify? I have always heard, now how true it is, I don't know. And as we've said, police and TBI and FBI can pretty much do anything they need to do for the safety of children or to protect a case or an investigation. But I've always heard if they find the child alive or unalive, they are supposed to take down the Amber Alert. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. But the person that told me about this, I would have no reason to distrust them, said that they knew of a child who had been found and that the FBI did not take down the Amber Alert simply because of the situation that they were trying to get the child in a safe place before they alerted anybody of her being found, simply so that legally the child would not have to go back into the situation. So that's what I'm saying. Depending on the situation or the legalities of the situation, maybe they don't. I don't know. I'll do some digging today to see what I can find. Okay, Pamela, thank you, hon. Yes, what happened? Now that was a child, it had a little girl's blanket. And remember what Jose said about Summer's blanket? She loved just saying, right? And hey, I was looking at that last night, and it plainly states, hang on a second, let me read this off to y'all, because I was sent the forensic, not the forensic, the NamUs report on that little girl last night. And it describes the blankets that were actually found with her. And I was thinking that there was a picture of the blankets when she was first, when it was first came out about her being found, or he, she, whatever. But I can't seem to find that picture. But anyways, it says clothing and accessories, item description, other, gray blue sleeping bag, white blanket with pink flowers and Winnie the Pooh, fragment of orange and pink cloth near the body. And if y'all will think back, there was an article of clothing found in the woods from that Chad Nesbitt. You know, we figured out that the shirt would look just like one of the shirts that Summer wore. Well, the other article that was found in the woods that day, we couldn't match any of Summer's clothing, but it had bright pink and bright orange on it. And I would love to compare it to that article that was found by Chad Nesbitt or his group, whatever it was. You have the photos? Hello, May. How are you today? There was a picture. They must have taken it down. Wow. Including any information regarding juveniles unless CP. Oh, wait a minute. I missed something. Hang on a second. Okay, seeking serenity. It is up to LE if they want to disclose or inform the public of anything. I was told by my sheriff's department, including any information regarding juveniles unless CPS is involved. Allergies are kicking my butt, guys. I do apologize. Let's see if I can find. I'm looking on my phone, guys, to see if I can find the person that sent me the original report about that little girl or that child. And see if I still have the picture. Hang on, let me check real quick. I found the person. I'm just looking through the stuff to see if I can find it. Because I know they sent it to me. I should have thought about pulling this up before I started the live stream. But we always don't remember stuff or think about stuff. Okay. I found it. But oh yeah, I did. I do have the picture. But you can't really see much of it. I can see it, and I don't see that article of clothing that I was talking about. Huh. Okay, well, if Dippy comes in here, I'll send her that picture, and then she can screen share it with you guys on my panel. The remains in the trash can had hair about 2 inches. Winnie the Pooh blanket. I called in 2 different stories. Oh wow, really? I need to make a video of the girl I'm helping with, but that's something I've never done. I'll definitely have to learn how to do it. But kudos to all of you all. Stay safe. God bless all of you. Are you leaving, hun? Hey, Dippy. Get up here, babe. I need you to, I found that picture. I need you to, I'll send it to you, and I need you to screen share it with me, if you can. Okay, I sent it to you. I dropped that link too. I use Brave, not Google. I could be wrong. Too many people end up unalived in Tennessee. No, I mean it is too many people, but no, honey, I'm not on Twitter. I've explained that before. For some reason, a few years back, I tried to get up. Well, more than a few years, probably about a decade. I tried to get on Twitter, and it messed up. And now every time I try to, like, even if I try to make a new Twitter account, it tells me that I've already got one, but it won't let me go into it. The article I read has little information. They would have more information by now, I think. Yeah, you would think they would. Hello, Alicia. That is very interesting. They have not been identified. Are they being tested still? I don't know. But no, when I called and talked to them last year, I mean, it was like in June, and they said that they were going to give out a press conference within like a week. That was the chief of police, and nothing ever happened. Never, not one. Well, you enjoy your days off, Alicia. Hello, Miss.
Oh crap! Hold on.
Thank you, Amy Lou.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Guys, she's got real bad allergies too, and her voice is coming and going. So, hang on a sec. I hear something. Deep, you got this for a second. I keep hearing something in my kitchen.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing? TGIF.
It's not in my kitchen. It's something. It's a cat in my bedroom doing something. I don't know what they're doing. Um, are you there, Dippy? Oh, you
Yeah.
shared it. Okay, guys, this is the picture that I received when that child was found. That's the picture that they of the covers and stuff that they put out. And I don't see anything like what we were looking at. that was found by Chad Nesbitt. Do you, Dippy?
Not one thing in there. See if I
Hmm.
can move it around or whatever.
Can you zoom in on it? It's okay if you can't.
Trying to figure out how to share this page. Hold on. Damn it.
I stop at a store near there all the time. I'm going to question them and see if they heard anything. Okay, that'd be great.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a doll hair right there. Some kind of hair.
Now, in the original report, it says that it was they found hair that was 1 to 2 inches long.
That's
But
way too long. Do you
in the
see
in
what I'm
the no
saying?
in the report from NamUs, it says they found 1 or 2 hairs.
But look, what I'm talking about is right here.
Zooming in again.
How do I get out of that?
I don't know.
Shit. What'd I do?
Letting your ink dry.
Get off of
Uh,
this.
Tig said, "Could that be a stuffed animal you're seeing?"
I don't know. Hold on. Let me save it real quick because it's not letting me get out of there without saving it. I gotta go
You're
through and
not,
delete a bunch of shit anyway.
Alicia. You're not blocked. You're a mod, honey. Nobody can block you. Remember, we had that issue before, and that's why I made you a mod. I greatly respect you, Alicia, and I would not. That's why I will not allow nobody to block you.
What's it look like to you?
Oh, I do see that.
It looks like a doll hair or some type of hair. It looks like this right here is the head of it, and right here looks like the ponytail or a braid.
Yeah.
But this isn't the Winnie the Pooh blanket I was talking about. The one I was talking about was blue, mainly blue, with Winnie the Pooh on it, and it had like maybe orange colored flowers or something on it.
Well, I don't know.
That's not the same one.
This is the only picture I've ever seen of that.
I've never seen this one before.
Evil Exists posted a year ago, posted something on his channel. I screenshotted the letter from his page, but not sure how to send it. It says May 31st, 2022, from Terry L. Johnson, Bristol Police Department. Huh. I would love to see that. You can email it to me. Has their phone number and email or their address?
She's talking about the last comment. That's the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what I was like. I said I was just trying to compare and see if maybe by chance that other article of material that Chad Nesbitt that we
Even
couldn't
if,
identify if that was what was in this picture, but I guess it wasn't.
excuse me, y'all. But even if they were still testing, they could have came out with a press conference already. It's over a year. Testing doesn't take that long. If they wanted to rush it. If they
I
were really
agree.
worried about it, they would have rushed it.
So it makes you wonder why they just haven't came out with the. Hang on a second, hun, and I'll put my email address in. Shut up, biscuit.
I'm gonna put them on a. I'm gonna put some bacon on his buns.
Okay. There you go, sweetheart. There's my email address. Remains may have been there for a long time. That's why it takes so long. There has been nothing on local news. I live in this area. Do you, Rita? So you know that there's not been any updates or anything, correct? There was a pic early on of all the kids in the upstairs bedroom on maybe two mattresses on the floor. Don't have it. Can't find it now, but I have always wanted to compare these pics with that pic. Wasn't that was do you remember that picture they're talking about, Dippy?
I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
That was pictures from Andrew from his
Oh,
house. And that was in New York. I don't think it would be here.
yeah, if they're on bunk beds. I mean, on mattress. That
No,
might have been. That doesn't sound. I don't know. I'm so lost right now.
maybe they don't want it out yet because they're building a case, but what other case do we know of that's took that long?
A lot of other cases. What are you talking about?
Well, not that's not been identified.
Very true.
I mean, everything in Summer Wells' case has been all secret, right?
I
Nothing
mean,
nothing can be
it,
leaked, nothing can be told.
and that just can go back to because there is nothing to leak or tell. But that's another day.
Right.
I can't
I was
do. I
told
can't do
by
that today.
hi.
I said I can't do any of that today. Not with my voice this way.
Right. I was told by a deputy they were having a hard time identifying, but they do have Summer's file. Do they? That's interesting. What do you think, Dippy? Dippy. Hello? I guess she
Eva, shut up. Eva, shut up. Shut up.
it was upstairs in the boys' bedroom. Well, it must be a different picture than what I'm thinking of. Hello, Patty.
So I'm gonna respond to Chapstick. Says, oh no, was it Chapstick? No, it's Elisa. They can take long if the remains are in a condition where they're hard to test. Not really, because they can get from the bone marrow. They can do a thingy on the bone itself, and depending on what remains they found, they were never disclosed on what kind of remains.
Right.
So, I mean, if it was like any part of the mouth, especially like a tooth or something.
Rita, can you please come up? Can you please come up on panel?
Who? Oh.
Rita says, yes, Nana, and I knew Cotton as well. He was a friend of mine, my late husband's. I would love to speak with you. I'm dropping the link. Please come up. And if you can't come up, please get a hold of me through email, and I would love to talk to you on the phone. They have to have actual archaeologists, so the testing for the FBI if the condition of the remains makes it difficult to determine identity.
No, I don't think it'd be that difficult. They figured they've gotten cases solved and things like that quicker. They just gotta want to do it.
Okay, sweetheart, if whether you're on your computer or your tablet, you just take and touch or click on this link, and it should tell you how to go about it, because it just should take you just straight through, and then it'll say you're in the back panel, and I just click and add you. I don't know if Jose said Winnie the Pooh blanket or
I
not.
don't remember any Jose saying any of that. It was another thing that I saw with it. It wasn't even have nothing to do with Jose.
Hello, Rita.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can hear you.
Hi,
Hi. How are you today? Let's start this
I'm
out.
good.
Okay, can you tell us about Cotton? I mean about what kind of person he was. Because all this stuff is being thrown out and accusations, and we don't. He's not here to defend himself, or so. What are you there?
Okay, can you hear me? I'm
Yeah.
hearing echoes.
Turn off if you have any YouTube going. Turn it off
In
or
the
turn it
Yes,
off.
uh, yes, I'm here. Yeah, yes. Okay,
Okay,
you
you
got
got
me.
it.
Okay, Cotton used to be a friend of our husband. This was back in the late '90s, early 2000s. A lot of things been said. Most are not true about Cotton. Some are true.
Okay. I'm not asking you to defame anybody's character.
Oh, I wouldn't. Yes, and I wouldn't.
Um,
Okay. Cotton was not a big man. The picture of him is from years ago. He was very tall, very slim.
okay. And he
Um,
was he an avid hiker, like they're saying?
no, that I know of, no.
Oh, I got a good question for you. How come nobody can find out how he passed or where he passed?
Um, I've okay. I have not been in that area where he lives in a long time.
Right.
Um, but I heard that he fell um, in Laurel Run Park off a cliff. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
Okay. But did you hear that back when he actually passed, or did you hear it since in the Summer Wells case?
I've heard it in the Summer Wales case. I have, yeah. I did not even know he had passed away.
Okay.
Yeah, because see, my husband passed away a few months before he did.
Oh, I'm so sorry, hon.
Oh, oh, thank you. Yes, and he does have a sketchy background. That's well, shouldn't say sketchy. He did have a drug problem.
Okay.
I know this personally. Okay, as well as my husband did as well. That's what
Yeah.
killed my husband. Um, um, so yeah, uh, what else would you like to know? Or
Well,
don't maybe some of the rumors,
yeah, that would help. Yes.
okay, just ask me. Just I'll
Okay.
let you. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know.
Did your husband have any association with Fred?
um. Okay, I've heard that name, but I don't think so. Well, my husband was the same age as Cotton. My husband was 58 when he passed away. I
Yeah.
think Cotton was maybe 60. I'm not sure, 60 something like that. Um, I don't. I've never heard that name before, but
Huh.
it's possible. But my husband kept a lot of that away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't do drugs. You know,
Okay.
but but
I got
he did. I've heard that name, but prior to all this summer, Wales. But I'm not sure. I can't say for sure.
Do you have any questions, Dibby?
yes. So I just want to make this clear because I've seen a lot of people in chat asking. So you never heard Fred Wells, so you wouldn't know that if Cotton is a distant relative of his, right?
Fred
Uh,
Hill. Fred Hill.
Yeah, Fred Hill.
well, okay, okay. In this area of Hawkins County, Bean Hill Road, all these little roads, a lot of the people are related. In
Some,
some,
some way, somehow.
it's a very small community. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible that they are somehow maybe distant cousins. Whatever, but it's possible.
Pretty much like everybody else up on Beach Creek. Everybody's
Exactly.
everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna get into a sketchy, not sketchy, but if you don't feel that you can answer, that's fine.
Okay.
But when your husband was friends with Cotton,
Yes.
would you have left your children alone around?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
Do you feel that in your heart, what your opinion is, not what nobody's saying it's fact,
Right.
do you think that he could be somehow involved in this?
Anything's possible. Um, ooh, that's a hard one. I'm going to say maybe. It's, it, like I said, anything is possible. But I've never heard from my husband uh, anything regarding with children from about Cotton.
Right.
Um, because if he was, a pedo or whatever you guys call him or whatever, my husband would not have been hanging out with him.
Okay.
You see
Well,
what I'm
so
saying?
that clears up the question I asked you a second ago.
Right. I mean, they were into drugs heavy back in, you know,
Right.
2000s, meth really bad.
But when I
So,
ask you, if you would leave your children alone with him,
yeah.
it was
Well, that's
because
just my, yeah, that's just, I don't know anything of that sort about Cotton, but
right,
it's just I'm really
your
good at
own
reading
personal
people.
opinion. You
I'm
weren't
just,
saying that you didn't trust him around kids. It was just because of the drugs you didn't trust him. Period. Right.
yeah, he was just kind of, I hate to use, he was just kind of creepy to me. I don't trust a lot of people, especially that were hanging with my husband at the time, because I was trying to get my husband out of that, you know,
Yeah.
the drugs. But yeah, I just did not care for Cotton personally. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I got somebody was that want me to ask you. Um, do you know of any event in Mr. Simpson, well, Cotton's life, that would have
Hmm.
caused him to like start drinking more heavy or doing more drugs. Like a death of his mom, he lose his job, whatever.
Well, Cotton hasn't worked in many, many years. Cotton hasn't worked probably since, oh my gosh, the 90s. If the, yeah,
Is that when he worked at Warriors?
yes. That's when well, it was after he retired or quit, whatever it was. I don't know if he retired actually. But my husband met Cotton in a county jail. That's how they first became friends.
Okay, in Hawkins County.
No, this was in Sullivan County at the time.
Oh, okay.
Cotton had gotten arrested, I believe, for maybe a DUI or something. I'm not sure at that time.
Yeah.
As my husband was in there for a DUI as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's how they first met. This was in late 90s.
So, do you know any of the people up there on Ben Hill or Beach Creek?
Uh, Quite a few. I've never. um, I just wasn't the type of person that really hung out with them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, I knew some of them, but they just weren't my cup of tea. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, I do know some of them.
It says, Rita, I have forwarded the email to Nana from EE. Thank you, hun. Okay, great. Thank you, May May.
Okay.
From
Um,
Evil Exists.
okay. I do not. I do. I never knew about Don and Candace. They must have. I don't know if they were new to the area or I don't. For some reason, they just. I never heard of them until Summer went missing.
Well, Dawn and Candace, it wasn't Dawn and Candace back then. Back then, it would have been Dawn and Pam. They lived up there with their two small children back then.
Don and Pam.
Yeah, his first wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
who it was.
that's yeah. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know why, but I have never heard of neither one.
Huh.
Yeah,
Did you
I
ever
don't
know?
know why, but yeah, that's just really weird.
Did you ever know Karen and William Goad?
Karen and who?
Her husband, William.
No,
Don Wells' mom.
no, no.
Clyda Trent. Do we know anything about Clyda Trent?
Clyda Trent?
Yeah.
Nope.
Huh.
Uh-uh. Yeah, I mean, I knew. Okay, I knew Cotton. I knew some of Cotton's extended family. Like he had an uncle that was arrested for uh, taking a little girl.
Did he?
Yes, this happened in. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I cannot remember the little girl's name that he abducted.
Betty?
Um, who?
Betty?
No, it was a
It
little
was.
girl.
Yeah. There was a little girl back in the 70s, I think it was.
No,
That
this was just in recent. I mean, back in oh my God, when was it? My mind just went blank. But yeah, Cotton. I think he's Cotton's uncle.
yeah.
I mean, he was arrested in. This was in like 2012, 13
Yeah.
for abducting a little girl. And
Huh.
he's in prison now.
So maybe it does run in the family.
There you go. I mean, it could. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of the little girl's name. I mean, it was national news. Uh, oh my goodness, I am.
Oh, wait a minute. Gary Simpson.
Yes, that's
Carly.
Cotton's uncle.
No,
That's Cotton's uncle. I'm sorry.
Gary passed away
He
last
did?
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, I did not know that. Last I'd heard he was in prison.
Yeah. He passed
But
away in April of last year.
okay, well, that was Cotton's uncle.
Huh.
Yes.
Boy, we keep running. I mean, the Carly Trent and the Summer Wells case sort of keeps running side by side, don't they?
Somewhat, but I've heard people talking about him walking. I mean, that would be a long walk from where Cotton lived to Bean Hill Road. That's a long walk.
Right. Did he not drive?
He drove. Yeah, he used to have a red Toyota.
Truck?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what he was
Oh,
driving the first time I ever met him. And that was, oh my gosh, um, early 2000.
hmm.
But I had not seen Cotton since, oh my gosh. Last time I seen Cotton was,
I thought you
and
said that your husband knew him in the 90s.
he did.
Oh, but you didn't meet him until the early 2000s. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't want to get into all my personal info, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no, 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 no. You're fine, hon.
But there was a lot of reasons I did not meet a lot of my husband's so-called friends until later on. And but yeah, I do. Uh, I just was not the type of person to hang out with these people.
Right,
And at times, I did live in a different house than my husband. That's all I'm going to say about that. But
right.
I mean, because I don't want people to start because they probably already know who I am. Some people on here just by certain things I've said in my name. I don't. Rita is my real name. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, he met Cotton in the late '90s. I'm pretty sure it was the late '90s, and he knew Cotton. Okay, I will tell you this: him and Cotton were arrested together in 2004 in Hawkins County for meth.
Okay.
My husband went to prison for 6 years for making meth.
And Cotton didn't?
Cotton didn't.
Huh.
Cotton was arrested. The last time I heard anything about, yeah, the last time I heard anything about Cotton getting in any kind of trouble was he broke into a local elementary school that's near his house.
Okay. For the purpose of.
This was on the news. It's not nothing I'm just putting out there.
Oh, no, no, no. I didn't think you were. I was just asking if you could tell us what he broke into the school for. I mean, was it to rob it or.
Well, my husband said that he thinks he was just high on meth at the time,
Right.
and I don't think I don't even know if he even spent any time. I haven't looked at the records in Hawkins County lately. Um, if he got any time for that,
Right.
you know,
Do
because
you
Hawkins County.
have you ever heard of Chad Arnold?
No,
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of names that I don't recognize on that people are throwing out, but it doesn't mean that my husband might not have knew them,
Right.
or you know what I'm saying. My
Right.
husband's passed away in December of 21, and there for some time. Well, after 2005, him and Cotton didn't have a lot to do with each other because he felt. Well, one thing, my husband went to prison for 6 years, and then after they got out, I'll tell you this. Cotton called me one time, and my husband found out because I told him that Cotton had called me and was trying to hit on me.
Right.
You know, so I told, and so him and Cotton didn't talk for some time after my husband got out of prison.
Huh.
My husband got out of prison in let me think, 2010.
Okay.
So uh, anything after that, other than Cotton getting arrested for breaking into that school, that's probably the last I've heard about Cotton. Up until, I just recently found out that Cotton had passed away.
I would love to know. I mean, I know what's been going around, but we cannot. We've looked and we can't find any record of or any newspaper report, nothing on the
Mhm.
news, anything of a man falling to his death from a cliff in Hawkins County.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, I'm a news junkie. I mean, I have my news on all the time. I have the news on right now. I have never seen that on the news whatsoever.
Right. And I don't know if you know or not, but a lot of times in like here in Tennessee, I know, like in the obituary or in the newspaper one, it'll tell how somebody passed away.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
passed in the hospital, they passed because they were sick for a long time, or
Right.
there was a car accident, whatever. You would think somebody would have said something about how this man passed away if that's how he passed.
Right. Now, Cotton did have a lot of. I think he had like brain aneurysms in the past. I think he might have even had brain surgery at some time. I can't say for, but it seems like I've heard, my husband talking about that. He had some kind of, I don't know if he had an accident. I don't know if that's because the reason he left his job, maybe
Yeah.
at the park. This was, years ago, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my husband did tell me that he did have some kind of brain aneurysm or something like that.
Right. Um, Alicia Powell, I'm not gonna ask her what her last name is. I'm
No,
not
yeah,
okay.
I'm not going to put it out there. Yeah, sorry. No, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, somebody does want to know, have you ever met Ricky Crawford or did you know Ricky?
I know some Crawfords, but not Ricky. I know, well, I'm not going to say his name, but yeah, I do know some Crawfords. Ricky, mm, what are these age? I mean, especially the age group. I mean, if it's 20s and 30s, yeah, I probably don't know them. My husband probably didn't hang with them. He was, my husband didn't hang around with young boys. You know what I'm saying? Unless they were buying from him at the time. You know,
No, Ricky Crawford Sr. was Marlena's dad. So he would have been in like our age group.
Marlene. Oh, okay, Marlena. That name sounds familiar. Ricky. I mean,
That's the lady that
Marlene.
was staying up on 110 with Dawn and Candace, and her little girl was best friends with Summer.
Uh, the name. I don't know if I have. I mean, I may have met some of these people and just don't remember their names. Uh, the name sounds familiar. Marlena. Is it Marlena?
Marley. Yeah, Marlena.
Marlena. The name sounds familiar. Ricky Crawford. I mean, it's possible. I'm sorry,
Right.
I'm getting old and getting old.
No, you're fine, hon. So did y'all live on Beach Creek when you lived up there or
We lived in Goshen Valley.
oh I don't know where that's at, so
It's on Goshen Valley Road. It's you can. It's near there. Not in Beach Creek, but yeah, it's near there.
okay, well let's go back. What did you know about Gary Simpson? Do you think that he really hurt that child or not?
Yes,
But
absolutely.
the reports from the hospital said that she was fine.
I heard she was something else. I'm not gonna, say, but
Yeah.
yeah, I I never saw that report that the hospital said she was fine.
Yeah, it was on a news report. It said that they brought her back and they took her to the it's I believe it was the Johnson City ambulance, ER,
Yeah,
and
they took her. Yeah, they
she
took
had
her to
been
Johnson
checked
City
out,
Hospital.
and that she, other than being a little, um, upset or
Right. That's
that she
possible.
was fine.
I mean, I've heard differently, but that was I didn't hear that from the news.
Okay, well, it wasn't until a year later, and they went back through Gary's van and supposedly found a note stating all these things that supposedly he wanted to do with her,
Right.
and then supposedly took it to him and asked him, did it belong to him? And he's like, yeah, but I didn't do nothing but one of them. And that's when he got charged with the assault.
Right.
But the man, after he went to jail, he was never released from jail. He never made bond, nothing.
Right.
From
He was, yeah, he was,
2016, he got sentenced 3
yeah,
days. I think 3 days after Summer went missing, he got sentenced finally.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he pleaded guilty, I believe.
An Alfred plea,
Yeah,
which means that he says he wasn't guilty, but that he believed there was enough
right,
evidence that he couldn't beat it.
right. Yeah. But yeah, some of these names, I'm sorry, I just don't know who they are. I don't know if these are new people that have moved into the area because a lot of the people that live in Beach Creek have been there for years.
Right.
But some of these, yeah, the name Don, I have never heard of him. I'd never seen his picture until I saw him on news that night.
Right.
Never.
May
So
says I heard
either
something.
he stayed hidden or but like I wasn't driving around Beach Creek every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Um. Hello. Hello. Ryan. I appreciated your video and what you had to say about Tennessee the other day. You're more
Oh,
than welcome. You're more than welcome to join us on panel if you would like.
oh, that'd be awesome.
I would love to hear what you have to say.
Me too. I really enjoyed his video the other day.
I'll drop the link if you decide you would like to come up, sweetheart. You are more than welcome to come up.
It made me start watching more and more of his videos, even besides, the summer. I was watching the ones before that.
You are.
He's got
Well, I will say, Ryan, other than the Summer Wells case, I don't hike now, but I hiked 100 miles in 2016. Trust me. I give you kudos if you do it all the time.
Hey, Nana.
Hi, darling.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Is that Ethel?
No,
Nana.
that was Ethel.
Yeah, I know that was Ethel. Oh, was it QT?
That's right.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
QT.
Nana. I said, Nana.
Oh, well, okay, hon. I would greatly appreciate if you'd come up sometime. I really would.
Blackie, stop, dude.
Now that's an honor for him to be here.
Yeah,
I will take that as an honor.
definitely. But yeah, I would love. I know that you said you didn't want to delve into this, Ryan, but we would like to hear more from you.
You kind of stumbled into something.
Anyways, let's get back to cotton.
Can I give my opinion on what may or may not have happened to Summer?
Absolutely, hon. This is just as much your channel as it is mine or anybody else's.
Okay. First of all, there is no way someone could have driven up that driveway without someone hearing, seeing all of that. There's no way.
Have all-wheel drive anyway, because that driveway is ridiculously ruddy. Like the weather has made it so ruddy. Like they had one of the people I did talk to around there said that one time that they did go up that hill, they had to get like a running start.
Right.
Because it's horrible.
Not to interrupt, but cotton passed on Valentine's Day of this year, hon.
Somebody said it was in March.
No, it was February 14th,
That's what
2023. But other than the fact that he did pass this year and what date, we have no clue why he passed, where technically he was at when he passed, nothing.
It's a kind of coincidence that so many people surrounding this case are passing away.
Oh, honey, I've got a whole list of them, of people that were, I won't say that were directly linked to Summer's disappearance, but that was directly linked to the family somehow, some way. But they've all passed since Summer went missing. I think I'm up to 9 people now.
I know old age, does play a factor. Health plays a factor, but
Hell yeah.
depends on if it's what kind of circumstances it was.
I actually made a list or screenshotted it the other day. I didn't make a list. One of the subscribers made a list, and I
I was gonna
finished
say,
up on it.
2 or 3 of the subs said they emailed you about something.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to check the emails, but I try not to do that while I'm live because if I'm reading the emails, then I can't talk to the live. Yeah, May said she looked up. She heard a thing the other day where the Summer was named after a porn star, and when she looked it up, sure enough, that was the first name that popped up. Glad to see you in here, hon. If anybody wants to come up on panel, y'all are more than welcome to. All you have to do is say, drop the link. Okay, I got the link for the body found in Carroll County. Thank you. Pamela, I got your email. Okay. That's the only two that I've gotten, though, guys.
Yeah, there is a lot of meth in Hawkins County. I mean, it's been that way since late 90s,
Right.
and I mean, it has just, and now, it's a lot. Yeah, it's bad in Hawkins County.
Yeah, I believe I ran across there's a registration, or, you have to register if
Right.
you do something to children, blah, 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 in every
Yeah.
county, every state. In
Yeah.
Hawkins County or Sullivan County 1, there's actually a drug registry.
Yeah, there's a Tennessee meth register. My husband did not have to register because it happened right after he was in prison. That's the only reason he was not on the register.
Right.
Right. So, uh, but yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's a nasty, nasty drug. Nasty. I mean, it just totally. I mean, my husband used to drink for years, back in 80s, 90s. Uh, and then he got on pain pills. But this meth was just, oh
Right.
my God. It was, yeah.
May says, I also heard Ronnie said Donnie was working till 6 p.m., so was not near when Summer got gone. Yeah, but we don't know if that's for fact or not.
Yeah.
That was a statement that was made in one of Jays for Justice's streams the other day by somebody who says that they're a neighbor up there.
Yeah, you would not be hiking in February on Laurel Run. No way, no how. No, I don't
Right,
care how long you've been hiking. But yeah, I've never known caught of hearing cotton going hiking. Never. I mean, it may have changed in these recent years, but I doubt it because he had so many health problems.
right.
So
So that makes you wonder, why was that story out, and how did he actually pass? I mean, do you know any of his family that you could actually call and ask? Or
no, I mean, I don't know him like that. Yeah. Uh, just my personal opinion, I'm saying it was either all these health problems, uh, in combination with, drinking. I could not tell you if he was even still on drugs, at the time when he passed, near the time when he passed away. But if he's anything like my husband, he probably was.
right,
Because me and my husband were not even living together at the time when he passed away. It was in Hawkins County,
right.
down near Beach Creek. So my husband, like I said, my husband probably knew a lot of these people. I did not.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get what information you might have about cotton out there.
Right.
I mean, we don't
I
need
mean,
to judge people before we actually know them
right. I
or know
mean,
about them.
right. Uh, I mean, like I said, all I know. I mean, all I know about cotton is what was around my husband. They were on meth really, really bad. You know, um, and some breaking and enterings from cotton. My husband never, my husband was a meth maker. He made the stuff.
Yeah. Southern
So,
Charm, you have a great day too, hon.
but Fred Hill, I don't know. I haven't really watched many videos of about summer on YouTube. I just recently started watching those because I've seen several videos, talking about cotton and other people like, you guys don't even know these people, and putting
Right.
all kinds of stuff out there, that's one reason I don't really watch the videos
Yeah.
because it's just so much BS, and
Were you ever associated, or do you know if your husband was ever associated with the lights,
who?
like Frank Light, his brother?
Frank Light. I've never heard that name. So yeah, I mean it's possible, especially okay, I'll put it this way. If it was anything to do with like pain medication or meth, more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So especially in the like from 2000 to 2005, because that's in 2005 my husband went to prison.
Right. Dippy,
Yeah.
do you have any other questions, sweetheart?
No, not really, because I just don't believe Khan has anything to do with it. But
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I personally don't know. I personally think she did something. I think she got mad at the kid that summer and just totally lost it. That's just my personal opinion. And I don't think Don. I mean, I think okay. Don probably knows or did something help to hide the body, or I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I think it was Candace, the mom. I think she just totally lost it. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
that's
And that woman is not she's not I'm not okay. I've been around a lot of people that does meth. Neither one of those look like people to me that were on meth. Pain pills, Xanax. She looks like she's on Xanax all the time to me, you know. But
Yeah.
meth, no.
Yeah,
That's
Ryan,
just
I want to know. I would like to know the cousin's name as well.
let me make sure.
Link. Okay. Hang on a second, darling.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop down, and
Why?
then you, huh? So that way you can have other people come up.
Now, I can have other people up here. Stay put.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rita, thank you for
yeah,
coming up and answering questions, sweetheart.
sure. No problem.
All right. I'll talk to you later, sweetie.
Okay, bye.
Bye, hon. Tattooed Rebels coming up. In the chat, somebody said they paid Cotton to hide Summer.
Can we not start rumors, please? We don't know that to be a fact. We don't know nothing to be a fact.
They're not saying that they know it to be a fact. They're saying that's what somebody else said.
Exactly. You're just.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? They're talking about it, so that's starting the rumor.
No,
Somebody
it's
else is going
not.
to take
It's
it and run with it.
discussing it.
Okay.
It's discussing it. Hang on one second, Tattooed. Hello, by the way. In 2016, the Roy Simpson Cotton had fell down into a ditch when the wildfire was going on, and he could not get out, and the fire department had to come and rescue him. That's also when Carly Trent was kidnapped. And I don't see how the fire didn't go that far up. I do not believe. Hello, Rebel.
Hello, Nana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, hon?
I'm just enjoying the day off.
Ah,
Oh, goodness.
Dippy, why'd you go quiet? You don't have to mute.
No, well, I got GT and Ethel came home, so I just don't want it to get loud
Oh, I don't care if it gets loud. It's okay.
until my dog starts barking.
Oh, well, then you can mute.
You're not a dog, Dada.
Who said it in the chat
What?
about that? BB Diamond says, BB Diamond says she said in the chat, not rumor.
Okay, I
Right.
mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. With experiences of being in them bigger channels, they clip the clip channels is what I'm worried about. Taking that and running with it. Like, look, they're saying in the chat that I don't want that for your channel.
Well, they're not talking about in my chat.
Oh, okay. It is in Burn Barrel's channel. Okay, I got you.
I seriously don't believe Summer would be hidden by someone who knows how serious it is and how much trouble they would be in.
If they were paid enough, I don't think they would really care. To me, it's all about the money, right?
Ryan, expect traffic backups on 26 when you get close to Asheville. Are you coming here, Ryan? Or are you going there, should I say? So, Rebel, what have you found out lately?
About the same stuff. The only thing that's getting me now is, all right, they got Fred Hill in jail, right?
Right,
They got his girl in jail.
right.
All right, and then they called Don back in after so long. What? He's been out of jail. What now?
He has
Since
to report to
October.
probation every month.
Since October.
Right, but you're supposed to visit your PO every month unless it's
Unsupervised.
unsupervised. But it's awful weird to me that they got those two in jail and they're bringing Don in for a visit.
BB Diamond, I'm sorry, Rebel, hang on. BB Diamond, I don't think that would be a good fit right now. Not to make you mad or upset, but right now that's not a good fit for here. Okay, go ahead, Rebel. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, it's just that it's awful weird that those two are in jail and they're asking Don to come in. Now he may have already been in and went back up there, but if not, it's just a little too peculiar for me right now.
That is a little odd. It is. I agree. Do you, in your personal opinion, do you think Fred had anything to do with Summer's disappearance?
I didn't until I woke up this morning and I watched a video that was talking about the cadaver dogs hitting on one of his trucks on his property. Not cadaver
Yeah,
dogs. Not cadaver dogs. Dogs.
the scent dogs. Yeah,
The scent dogs. Yes.
I meant to watch that and they got distracted. Yeah, that was JLR, wasn't it? Or was that Michelle
No,
Walks?
Mom. I've seen it on
Michelle Walks.
Michelle Walks. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have a clue when when that was reported? Because I've never heard that before.
I hadn't either. And that's true, Rita. Or if he's on unsupervised probation, you don't have to every month. I understand that. But do we know if it's unsupervised or supervised? Usually with Don, since he's been in so much trouble, it's going to be supervised.
Right.
But okay, so from what my understanding is that he has the permission to go out of town for work as long as he checks in with his probation officer on a monthly like a video call, and he has to turn in his pay stubs. So he only has to go in once every 3 months for his drug test. Every month he has to turn in pay stubs and do a video check, unless he's in town. If he's in town, then he has to go to the thing itself. That's what I was told, but we know this could be false. But that's what he told me.
Alicia says that said that during his interview with Ziggy. So thank you, Alicia. How?
About what?
When it was brought out about the scent dogs hitting on his truck.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, Miss
how are you?
Robin.
All right, I might get a little bit more foggy because I just took a Benadryl. So
Okay, well, that's fine. I don't think we'll be able to tell much difference. You know I love you.
I'm muting, damn it.
You better not. Kimberly, her hubs, and Cotton's son-in-law has the making in the RV at Greenland Campground in Church Hill. Oh, wow. Tig, are you from that area? Huh.
What caught my eye about the show today was the
Down on the bottom, she says had, so there's supposed to be a had in that.
Yeah, had. Yeah, I know. What caught your attention today was what, Rebel?
remains found in Bristol.
Yeah, we sort of did get off that subject.
Well, no, I was just I forgot about that myself. Has there been anything else?
No, nothing. That's the whole point. Because back when it happened last year, like I said, I was live when it happened, when it was reported and stuff, and I actually called and spoke with the sheriff's department while I was live. And then I think I did a video a couple of days later where I called and talked to the sheriff's department again, talked with the chief of police, and they said that they were going to put out a press conference within like a week. And then nothing. And then I had a friend who periodically last year would call and see if we found anything else out. And in November was the last time I knew she called, and they were still telling her at the time they were not allowed to give out any information about that case.
Huh. Well, three days ago they found another body up here, but it was on the Virginia side.
Right. Well, honey, you can time your calendar with the way they find remains in Bristol for some reason. I mean, literally, if it's not every other week, it's every month they find remains.
So I went ahead and did a load of ours until we moved. And now I got to wait till
Uh,
to dry the clothes in order to
the
wash them.
gentleman that they found,
Because I'm not going to wash all these damn clothes and then not dry them. Oh, sorry, damn it. My bad.
the gentleman they found unalived at what is that boat dock up there?
The yeah, I think I found that earlier. Hang on a second.
Wait a minute. I was muted.
Anyway, they found a body unalived out at a boat dock.
Observation Knob in Bristol.
Yeah, the two that supposedly done that worked or was involved in child trafficking. The two that done the
Okay,
murder.
that guy, Observation Knob in Bristol, Tennessee. That was Brian Morrison who passed.
Right.
Okay, I was going to say, Drop and Lockham said they identified it was a young man in Bristol.
Yeah, they said it was a young man between late 20s, early 40s, but there was no ID on the gentleman. So they sent him for
It
an
was
autopsy.
Stephen Alexander McDaniel, 27, of Bristol, Virginia. That was 2 days ago.
Stephen
that-
Alexander
Is that the
McDaniel.
one you were talking about or no?
No, this is what happened 2 days ago.
Okay.
Hang on, I've got it right here. It says police identify body found outside in Bristol, Virginia 2 days ago. It says update. According to the Bristol, Virginia Police Department, the deceased has been identified as Stephen Alexander McDaniel, 27 of Bristol, Virginia. The incident remains under investigation. Bristol, Virginia police are investigating after a man's body was found on a street Wednesday morning, according to Bristol, Virginia Police Department. The body of a white man, estimated around late 20s, early 30s, with short brown hair and several tattoos, was found in the 200 block of Weston Drive just before 7 a.m. The police department stated the body was found outdoors, face down, directly beside the street. There was reportedly no identification found on or around the body, and the body was sent to the medical examiner for an autopsy, and the Bristol, Virginia Police Department reported this is an ongoing investigation. Anyone with any information, please call 276 645 7400.
Okay.
So
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's that. Everybody keeps thinking that, you say remains found in Bristol. There's tons of remains found in Bristol. I mean, like especially all through last year, there was tons of people found in Bristol that had passed, but none of them are the ones that were found on Industrial Drive.
Right.
So supposedly the dogs hit on Fred's truck, right?
Yeah.
I was actually listening to that, and it kind of sounds like something that I said earlier on, like actually not earlier on, but this past year. Remember, I was talking about how maybe she got mad at the boys and walked down and was playing in the creek.
Yeah.
So what if she was walking in the creek and she could fit? She was small enough. Some of them cobra pipes she could fit into and go to the other side through. So what if she did loop around and get out up there by Fred's land? Because he was trying to say, well, Don was up there. Well, it doesn't matter if Don was up there. If Summer was not on your land, them dogs would not be hitting up there.
Right. And then again, it could be do you remember early on there was a report, or a rumor, should I say, not a report, but a rumor of supposedly Summer had been hit by a vehicle down there by the driveway. Remember somebody threatened her to sue that they'd seen it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Robin says she knows for a fact that they still haven't identified that body.
Oh, I'm not doubting it. Not one bit. Come on, we are talking about nothing against you, Nana, but Tennessee does not have the best rate with law enforcement.
Okay, Miss Dippy. I'm starting to take offense.
North Carolina ain't no better, so I mean, I'm just saying Tennessee takes their slow ass time. They'll eventually get it, but it takes them forever.
I don't know if I ever brought this up, but I did think about it. We were discussing the other day how the eastern side of the United States, mainly East Tennessee, there are more children getting gone, and we talked about it's being the highway that runs from, I think, Maine down to Florida, because they consider that a trafficking highway. But I was watching the other day because they opened Buc-ee's truck stop or gas station in Sevierville, guys. Biggest gas station right now in the world. Biggest one. And they did a grand opening. I mean, they had congressmen and senators and the governor, and everybody was down there. And they were talking about how much traffic, because the Smoky Mountains is the most visited national park ever. And they named off how many people actually come through here each year. And if you think about it, what better place to go pick off kids than the place that has more traffic than anywhere else? No wonder more kids get gone from here. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No.
I actually watched a video. I know it said it was somewhere in Tennessee where a woman let her, I think, 14-year-old and 7-year-old go in and use the bathroom at a gas station. The 14-year-old come out, but the 7-year-old didn't. And the mother said, I thought she was with you. And the 14-year-old said, I thought she'd come back out here. She went in and found some woman holding her little girl hostage, done cut her hair, and had a bag with a change of clothes in it. But she
Wow.
had caught her.
Right. Nana's Angels, I'm sorry, trying to catch. You're fine, hun. We were talking about Fred Hill's truck. The scent dogs hit on Fred Hill's truck, according evidently to Fred Hill himself. Which I don't get him or Jody Sue, either one. Why in the world would you want to put that out there?
And for not
Makes no sense to me. Hey, Robin, can you drop Rebels channel 2, please?
not for nothing, he also said cadaver dogs, but the cadaver dogs weren't brought in at that point in time. It was just the search dogs. So he didn't know what dog he was talking about either. Even Ziggy said that.
Tennessee, along with other LE agencies, are extremely short-staffed, and some are retiring due to the violence. Not all LE are bad people nor lazy. Honey, we don't think they are. I've never once put LE down. The only LE that I've slided at all are right up there in Hawkins County, and it's not all of them.
Well, right now, all of the ones that are working, to me, ain't worth jack. Because I talked to a lot of ex-sheriff's department from Hawkins County, and they said they left because of a lot of the bullshit and because they make more money where they're at than working for the police department.
I'm gonna keep my opinion on the law to myself, but the one that I think is the worst is Ronnie Lawson down there.
Oh, yeah. He's tops.
Yeah.
And not all law enforcement are bad guys.
Not all of them.
It's the bad ones that make the good ones look bad.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere has some good ones. Just because there's a few bad apples in the bunch doesn't mean the whole bag is rotten.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Shauna says Ellie never said they found Summer scent on his truck. Okay, nobody's saying that Ellie did. They're saying Frank. That's what Fred's. And as far as what Ellie has said and what they haven't said, honey, I can tell you everything that they have ever said.
And there hasn't been much.
Not a damn thing.
This case is out of the norm.
Yeah, that's it. And nobody wants to find her more than we do. I mean, come on. Leslie has a damn script that she reads off every time she gets in front of a camera. And
same one.
Whether he's right or wrong or indifferent or whatever, Ronnie Lawson, well, we'll never give up. Everybody's a suspect. Come on. And
including him.
His most famous line, that kind of stuff don't happen in Hawkins County. What the? There's no drugs in Hawkins County. There's no child molesters in Hawkins County. No kids ever get gone in Hawkins County. Bull crap.
You know what? I've said this plenty of times. I feel like all the RSOs that get out of jail, they dump them in the Beach Creek community.
Right.
Like there's nowhere else for them to go but Beach Creek. And the only reason why I feel like that is because they know the law ain't gonna be out there so soon.
Exactly. And that goes right back to yesterday's chat, guys, or live stream. The plain and simple fact is, think about this. And I know there's a lot of people that said that she's already passed and she's in the arms of Jesus. And I don't want to think that way. I don't want to think that we have another set of monsters out there. We have so many already. So I try to remember that she is out there until I have absolute proof. I'm going to keep saying she's out there, okay?
Yeah. Same.
But if that woman in Texas, and I don't care how many people say, well, it's a scam, it's this, it's that, it's the other. Plain and simple fact is that boy was on NamUs for 8 years missing. That means the law enforcement was looking for him, actively looking for him for 8 years. They could not find him. This is Houston. This is a huge police force with
Well,
detectives and
what-
cops and everything.
yesterday, her sister said she has a lot of pull in the HPD. Like her husband or somebody was part of the HPD. And
Okay,
that was
well,
her sisters. And
the-
he is not with her right now.
Right. Well, the plain and simple fact is, if this woman can keep a half-grown man or grown man hidden from such a large police force as Houston, you mean to tell me y'all think that Dawn and Candace ain't smart enough to keep that baby hidden from a police force that hardly anybody has any confidence in?
I just feel like the law enforcement has something to do with it. And anybody change my mind on that, please.
I
But
can't.
I feel like they have something to do with it.
Drop and Lockham says the fact that there's never a running opponent against Ronnie speaks volumes. Yes, it does.
Exactly. Why? Why does nobody want to run against him? Why not?
And you have to, although I cannot say for sure how Donnie Lawson is related to Ronnie Lawson. Y'all have to keep in mind that back when Carly Trent went missing, it was totally different. He asked all the public to look for her. He had everybody searching. They brought in the marshals, U.S. Marshals. They brought in FBI. The guy was put on the FBI most wanted list. And within 8 days, they found Carly Trent on whose land? Donnie Lawson. Now, I'm not saying who put the child there. I don't know. But where would the one place be that you could hide something that nobody would look? The same place that the last one was hidden.
In plain view.
Well, no, Rebel, think about it. Has anybody bothered going and checking the cabin where they found Carly Trent?
Not that I know of.
I haven't heard it, but that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, nobody would think to look in the same place that the last one was hidden in. That to me, that is a connection right there. As far as what you were talking about, Dippy. I'm sorry, I've said that from the get go. I think somebody needs to go out there and check those cabins on Lawson's property. And I do honestly believe if the U.S. Marshals hadn't come in on Carly Trent's case, and if uh, Gary Simpson hadn't been put on the FBI's most wanted list, Carly Trent would not have been found in 8 days. She'd have still been sitting out there or been shipped somewhere else. BB Diamond says, I don't think Carly was kept there. I think she was placed there.
That could be a good possibility.
No, the 4 men, including Donnie Lawson, there was 4 men that supposedly got that reward money. But guess what? They decided that it would be best to divide it up amongst everybody. And the sheriff's department, Ronnie Lawson, got part of that money. And I'm not bad mouthing law enforcement. I'm not. I just think a lot of this stuff is really, really friggin' weird. Yep, no relation. There's no relation. And I don't have any reason to think that Ronnie Lawson has her. Carly was found with Gary Simpson. Yes, Carly was found with Gary Simpson. But it seems to me, and I don't mean to get off on tangents, guys, But it seems to me that when Gary Simpson was arrested, when he was found with her and he was arrested and his van was impounded, shouldn't they have went through that van with a fine-tooth comb at that point in time? But wait, no, they came back a year later and found that note that had all that stuff that he supposedly wanted to do to her on it. Nobody finds that a little strange? Rebel, you live in the real world. Don't you find that a little strange?
Find it very strange.
And after that note was found, that's when they put the child abuse charges on him. A year after he'd already been sitting in jail. And then the man still never got out of jail. And he wasn't sentenced until June 2021. And then died the following April in jail. Never seen the light of day. And what's even worse than that, Sharfie Jr., thousands of pictures of children, supposedly got 6 years. Brandon Lawson got 20. All of them knocked down but one. Both of them, I think I heard the other day that Sharfie's already out of jail. We know Brandon's not in jail. But poor Gary never seen the light of day and received 25 years. 25 years. How is that possible? I'm sorry. I'm upset over that. I'll probably remain upset over that till my dying day. I don't, and I may be wrong. Lord knows I'm wrong a lot. But I don't think Gary Simpson did what he was accused of. I truly think that old man was trying to save her from something. He says he's trying to save her from her father. I have often wondered if Summer was another setup reward case, but her case got so big so fast. I've thought that too. Yes, and not even in jail. How does that work? I don't know, hon. Debbie, can you take over for just a second? I gotta run and grab my plug for my phone.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so talk to him.
I wish I had. Okay, Summer's case was about. Oh, wait a minute. Summer's case was handled, but that's what I said. I said that earlier, Robin. I said since the Hawkins County and Sullivan County line was not that far away, and it doesn't seem like Ronnie really is bothered with it, why didn't he just hand it over to Sullivan County since it was right there on the line? I've said that since day one, and I said it again today.
Yep, she sure did. We were discussing that before I got started. And especially seeing how part of Summer's case sort of did bring in Sullivan County, because the horse pond is in Sullivan County. All the places that they supposedly stopped was in Sullivan County.
I'm pretty sure the Simpson Road is in Sullivan County. Or Simpson Loop, whatever.
Is it Sullivan County or is it Washington County?
No, it's on the Sullivan County line. Because I remember when I went out off Bend Creek and I made the left, like the Sullivan County sign was not that far down.
I'm sorry,
Man,
guys. Hang on a second. Sorry, guys. My granddaughter and her boyfriend and friends walked in.
He has been LE for over 40 years.
Rebel, was you fixing to say something, hon?
Yeah, I was just going to drop Drop and Lockham said, "Did you ever hear what park in Bristol H allegedly went to?"
Wherever that ballpark is. Wasn't it a ballpark they said he went to?
Yeah, the ballpark.
Yeah, but that's been talked about too. That when those remains were found last year, that was discussed about what part of Bristol did H go to.
Okay, see, that's the first time I heard that.
See, I didn't hear about Bristol, but I do remember him going to the park that day. But that was the park by his house.
No, 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 no. It wasn't either. It was the ballpark
Yeah, the ballpark
in
by his house.
Bristol. No, in Bristol.
Oh,
Because Allie and them supposedly went with him or followed them, whatever. But she was up there, and then that's where he supposedly was at when Candace called him. And I'm assuming Allie and them had already left, but Allie's phone was dead, supposedly, or something like that. But he said he told Candace to call his mom when she called and told him that Summer was missing.
I thought it was in Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the biggest park up here is Steels Creek Park.
So you're in Bristol, Rebel?
Yeah, Bristol, Virginia.
Well, that's pretty much the same thing, though, ain't it?
Yeah, it's Twin City, Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah, you drive downtown and hip hop back across the street, and you're in both states.
Yeah.
There may be no one who wants to run for sheriff with all the drugs and bad crime. Well, that's true too, but it seems to me like there'd be somebody that cared enough about the community up there that they would want to get rid of all the drug dealers and the people who are allowing it to happen. Oh, Rita says you guys just don't know this area. Most of the meth is made in Hawkins County. Yes, I know exactly how it works. The cartel is not running down Ben Hill. Well, I sure wish if somebody knew the truth about all this, somebody would come out and tell it. Okay, here's Dropping Lockham says Allie and Leslie were at the ballpark and H was in Bristol at a park with his girlfriend. Okay. Yeah, Lawson says there's no drug problems in that area. Oh, wait a minute. I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, but Lawson said there's no drug problems there. It's crazy. What was my May saying? Oh. Okay. What industrial park? I am not aware of that. I grew up right off Broad Street in Bristol, 5 minutes from Steel Creek Park. So is that wooded area on Industrial Park, Robin, is that right next to that Steel Creek Park?
I don't know of an industrial park near Steels Creek Park.
Well, the Industrial Park Drive, I meant the road, the actual road.
Let me think of the roads down there.
And while you're thinking, Alicia, not trying to say you're wrong, hun, but let me tell you guys something. For everybody that's out there saying, oh no, he's addicted to this, not this, let me tell you something. People can have a drug of choice, but if they're addicted to that drug of choice, when they can't get that one, they'll do any damn thing they can get their hands on. And meth is actually quicker Cost less. The only difference is it don't last as long as the other. But it's basically the same thing, gives you the same effects. It just don't last as long, but it's cheaper and it works quicker and faster in your system. So nobody can convince me that he wouldn't be doing it. Okay, no, the industrial park is right off Weaver Pike in Bristol. Okay, well, yeah, that's what it said. That's where the body was found. Was right off Weaver Park or Weaver Pike in the woods. Makes them strong and stay awake.
So the body was found in the woods off Industrial Park.
Yes, off Industrial Park Drive, just in the edge
No,
of the woods.
that's uh, oh goodness, that's a good ways away from uh, Steel Creek.
Okay. Right, you do have to have the money to keep up the C habit. That's why I said the other is cheaper and more readily available nowadays. Hey, I got a project for you guys. I don't know if you can find it out or not, but I do know that if you buy more than to buy sinus medicine that you use to make that with, you have to sign a thing at the drugstore or wherever you buy it.
I could do. I could confirm that.
And if you buy more than
Sudafed.
2, your name is put on a list.
Yep, 2 in a month, more than 2 either in a month or 2 in a week.
2 in a month. A month.
Because I know my husband's cousin used to try to get us to buy Sudafed for him, and I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna have that on my conscience. You're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
It's 2 in a
Yeah.
month. My nephew spent 13 years in prison over that stuff.
Right. And you have to show your ID. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you try to buy more than 2 in a month, your name gets put on a list.
Yep.
And it's statewide. It's not just for that store. It's put in the computer system.
But Nana, depending on what pharmacy it is, if it's like a Walgreens, that goes to any Walgreens there is.
Right.
Any state.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But like if it's a hometown drugstore, it still gets put into the system. Sort of like if you go to an emergency room and you're a drug seeker,
It'll say flagged.
yeah, it flags you, and no matter what hospital you go to in that state, it shows you're flagged. Sort of the same thing with the drugstores.
Shauna, here in Bristol, you have to sign for it, or you have to show ID for it, and they put your name in the computer.
Yeah.
Trust me, my nephew did.
It's kind of like when you're purchasing opiates. The same shit you go through with that.
That's why, guys, just a heads up. If you have any kind of a sinus infection, a head cold, anything that you need to take Sudafed or any of its derivatives, you need to go to your doctor and get an actual prescription for it so you don't have to go through the hassle, because your sinus infection may not get cleared up in the allotted time that one box of Sudafed would do.
I'd rather just buy over-the-counter shit so I don't get in trouble.
If you go to the doctor, you don't get in trouble. If you buy over the counter, that's when you can get in trouble for buying too much.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a prescription.
Over the counter means you buy it straight from the store.
You don't have to have a prescription.
Right, you don't have to have a prescription if it's over the counter. I've basically stopped even going to a doctor. I go to a doctor maybe once every 2 years. That's it. And I don't go to a drugstore or the damn emergency room. So ain't nobody can say I'm doing nothing wrong. About 15 years ago, I'm ashamed, but my cousin worked in Fred's and she was buying the sinus meds and signing other people's names. Now the laws are stricter, right?
Yep.
That's why they have to show ID. I
And I
live in
think
Kentucky.
you have to be over a certain age to get them too.
Yeah, you have to be over 18. In Dyersburg, you don't have to because I buy sinus meds all the time and I've never had to. But does it have the Sudafed or any of its ingredients in it?
Yeah,
It
it's
has to be
only
a
Sudafed or Sudafed off breath.
yeah, it has to have a certain type of ingredient in it for it to fall in that category. There's plenty of like you can buy NyQuil and all that stuff still.
Claritin, Benadryl.
Yeah, all that stuff. I know his drug of choice is cocaine, hun. Nana, do you have anything on Carroll County? Not yet. Like I said, I was just sent the thing last night. Uh, they don't know anything any more than what we already know. Dippy, did I send that to you last night?
No.
If I send it to you, you want to share it?
Sure. Ow.
Hang on a minute. Are you feeling bad? Are you ready to get off here?
Who?
You.
No.
Okay. I just sent that to you.
Okay. When it pops up, I'll share it. There it goes.
Wasn't Dawn's sister Sonia up on the hill a couple of days before Summer went missing? She went abroad somewhere, France, and Dawn said Summer was the spitting image of his sister Sonia. Anyone else heard that? Yes, I've heard that. And yes, I think that Summer does look a lot like her.
Uh,
Pseudoephedrine is present in some medications without a prescription, and it is available in drugstores behind the pharmacy counter. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration sets limits on one or of two. Okay, you'll have to control it, sweetheart.
okay.
Shoot, I can't even read it.
Let me see if I can get it bigger. Where's your glasses at?
I don't know, in the bedroom somewhere.
Well, that doesn't
I got
do
it now. I'll pull it up.
Can everybody else see it? Put a one in the chat if you're able to see what I have on the screen, so I know, please.
Okay, Rebel says he can see it.
But I think that's because he's up here with us.
Yeah, I know. Of course, then again, I'm up here with you and I can't see it. Is that because I'm old and blind? Everybody can see it. Okay.
You're blind.
Go ahead and read it off, bud.
Oh, great. Now you want me to read. Unidentified persons at NAMUS. Unsure, uncertain. Body Date body found was September 6th, 2022, Carroll County, Virginia. Estimated age range 4 to 7. I think we did look at this one. I'm pretty sure we saw this one because they were saying that it might have been summer, but it was debunked that it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, it was, but it wasn't. It wasn't debunked. They just kept saying that the body had been there for 5 years, but they never followed up on that.
Estimated PMI 5 years. So that would be summer.
But that's just an estimate.
And
it's awful very close.
It says NamUs case was created January 11th, 2023, but the body was found September 6th, 2022. Skeletal remains of a young child were found in the trash can in a wooded area. Yeah, I remember this one. Condition of remains not recognizable, partial skeleton parts only. Hair color unknown, head of hair description. Remnants of 1 to 2 inch strands of straight hair, intermediate color, whatever that means. No body description, no facial description, eye color unknown. No information entered for distinctive physical features. Clothing. Here's the one with the Winnie Pooh blanket that I was telling you about. It was this one.
Yeah.
Item other description: gray blue sleeping bag, white blanket with pink flowers, and Winnie the Pooh. Okay, it was white, not blue. Fragments of an orange and pink cloth near the body. If it was found in the garbage can, how is that near the body?
I don't know.
Unless it was in the can with the body. No.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're saying is it was found, near the body and not wrapped around the body.
Okay, well, this is Investigation Agency, Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, Western District, Laura Newell, long-term unidentified coordinator. Come on, stupid move. No agency case number. Carroll County Sheriff Barry Lineberry. Okay.
Yes.
Is the investigator, then the phone number. Case owner, Office of Chief Medical Examiner, Western District. Oh, I already read that. Case contributors, no information. So there's no updates on it either. So
Hey, Nana, I didn't want to interrupt, but I got to jump down because I got company coming by.
Okay, hon. You have a great day, sweetie.
Thank you for letting me up. It was nice meeting y'all, and much love and respect to everybody here.
You too,
thank
hon.
you,
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
But yeah, so there's really no information on it at all.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and call and see if we can't find out something about the Bristol remains. I'm hoping you guys will be able to hear it. Hang on a second.
Grandma left the hill. It was probably about 6 weeks after Summer went missing.
Hang on a minute. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Place for Amber, how can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. My name is Myra Hurst, and I was doing a report on and trying to find out information about the human remains that were found last May 31st, 2022. And I was just wondering if there was any updates on that, because I'm not seeing anything, online or in the newspapers, TV stations, or anything like that.
Now, let me get you over to CID. No, we're calling. Hold on.
Okay.
Detective Crew.
Yes, sir. My name is Myra Hurst, and I'm doing a report or video on the remains that were found last May 31st, 2022. The human remains that were found off Industrial Road. And I was just wondering if there had been any updates on the identity or anything of those remains. There's not been anything reported like in the newspaper or on media or anything like that.
No, that wouldn't be. I think it was a homeless person. I think it was a natural death.
It was do we know if it was an adult, male, female?
I don't think I can release that information to you. I don't know for sure though. So our captain had to be the one to make that determination. If you want, you can call back. She's out today. You can call back Monday.
Okay.
I speak with her.
But you said you believe it was of natural causes?
Yeah, from what I recall.
Okay, and
I didn't work the case though, so but I'm pretty sure they got the medical examiner back because they had to send it down to Knoxville.
Okay, I was just wondering because there had never been any other updates or anything had come out about it, and I was just wondering because most of the human remains, y'all have it out in like a few weeks or so. So.
No, if they gotta go for autopsy, we don't get the autopsy back for at least 90 days, and that one where it's just a skeleton, they had to go to the forensic center in Knoxville. But we don't release that information. Like we don't do follow-up news releases typically for that kind of situation.
Okay, I appreciate your time, hon. Thank you so much.
No problem. See ya.
Bye-bye.
I would have said, well, they said they were going to have a press conference about a week after, but they never even done nothing with the press conference.
Well, the woman that he told me to call back and talk to is the woman that I talked to when she said that. So I'll wait and talk to her and remind her of what her words were. No, hon, Robin, that's not the same. That's not the same case. The child in the trash can is not the Bristol remains. The Bristol remains is the one I was just calling about. That's the one he says he thinks was of natural causes. How do you die in the edge of a wood from natural causes?
Well, he could have died somewhere else and animals pulled him out. Maybe. I don't know. I'm telling you, with Tennessee and Ohio, you never know what the hell's going to happen next.
Oh, that's so true. That is so true.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, we've been on here almost 2.5 hours, so I think I'm going to let Dippy go and rest her voice. And okay, hang on a second. I thought you were calling about the Carroll County. Sorry. Do you want me to call about the Carroll County, guys?
You can. Find out the information and see if they at least identified him. Because if he was found in the trash can, he still had to have some kind of like DNA or something.
Exactly. That's the point, BB Diamond. He could have been walking and had a heart attack, but how would you determine that from a skeleton? How would you determine its natural causes from a skeleton?
You can't. Marie Davis said, yes, please.
Okay, Carroll County.
Carroll County. Here, I'll get the number.
Oh, you gonna get it for me?
Do you want the sheriff?
Yeah.
Or the NamUs lady?
It don't matter to me.
Okay, so they have 3 numbers. They have the one for the medical examiner, one for NamUs, and one for Carroll County.
give me Carroll County because NamUs and the medical examiner is going to be all hush hush.
All right.
We might get a hold of somebody that's not that bright in the sheriff's department.
276
Uh-huh.
728 4146.
Okay. Calling.
Okay, Sheriff's Office, Nana.
Yes, ma'am. I was doing a report or a video on the child, or yeah, it was the child that was found there in Carroll County back in September last year, and I was just wondering if there had been any updates.
Are you talking about the missing child?
The remains, yeah, that were found in the trash can or the plastic container, whatever it was.
Not that I'm aware of.
So they've not identified them or don't know how
No,
she
ma'am.
passed. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Did you need? They don't give me a case number, sweetheart. There is no case number for this.
Just to name us, but that's not going to help the sheriff's department because they're not going to have that.
Yeah, no. Rock and Robin asked for me to give you the case number, but they don't have the case number.
Oh, I heard a few minutes of your story. Thank you for sharing with us. Just wanted to show you some support. Thank you, love and support. Thank you so much. Nicely done. I'm telling you, these remains very well may be Summers. That cop was talking about that other case, the other remains.
I don't think so. 5 to 7 years old, and they were there for about 5 years. You could tell the difference when a bone has been sitting longer than the others.
No, I think she's talking. I don't think she's talking about that one. I think she's talking about the Bristol remains.
Oh.
All right, guys. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up. Make sure and tell your kids you love them. Call your parents. Take care of yourself and thank the good Lord above.
Bye, Nana.
Bye, hon.
It only takes a moment to be nice to somebody. You never know what your smile could do for the next person.
Exactly. And don't forget to remind your children about stranger danger. And any other child you run across, to remind them too. And if they don't know it, teach them. Bye, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Love you, Nana. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Love you, Dip. Bye, hon.